We're just in the beginning of this project regarding placement heifers, and up to now it seems to have worked well. And the thinking behind that is number one, to reduce the costs. I think it's vital that we do reduce the costs of replacements. And another great benefit of breeding your own is the biosecurity aspect to it.
Ken's preferred breeds are Limousins and Belgian Blue Crosses, and a lot of people buy in heifers either as bulling heifers or in calf heifers. Sometimes they buy in a heifer with a calf at foot as well. The problem is that in recent years that's become very, very expensive, and I mean a heifer with a calf at foot can go for £2,000 or more, and that actually has a serious effect on your cash flow and the economics of the herd. So actually breeding your own replacements is quite cost effective.
Well, on the number of cows that we're hoping to have around the 55 mark, we need to be looking towards 8 or 10 replacements every year, and that's just a natural progression. You know, the old cows go, the heifers have to come in. I think if we can provide 3/4 of that number of replacements, 6, 7 every year, the other 3 or 4 being purchased, that might be as good as you can get. But I say we're just at the beginning and we have a lot to learn on this basis yet, and it might be in time that we can achieve nearly total home fed, but I'm very sceptical if that can ever be achieved. It's a choice more.
It does, yeah.
So
yeah. Have you got your new bull yet?
Yeah, the new bull's here, and obviously he'll be going to use this time, this spring from the first time.
The fact that he was able to buy a weigh crush meant that he was able to monitor the live weight gains of these heifers, because the heifers need to be about 65% of their mature weight before they go to the bull in June. Now, because he was able to monitor the live weight gains, he was able to adjust the feeding accordingly, you know, silage and concentrates, to make sure that they actually meet those target weights. The herd calving period was about 18 to 19 weeks, and that's coming down now to about 12 or 13 weeks, which is good, because it's generally better to have your cows calving in a fairly tight bunch. Now, when you're keeping your own replacement heifers, it's actually essential that you've got quite a tight calving, because then you can choose heifers that are calved relatively early in the calving period, and that gives them a better chance of getting in calf, especially if you want to calve them at 2-year-old.
Once you get into the system, obviously for the first year or so, you're not selling as many store heifers because you're retaining them on the farm. But once you're into the system, that's when the savings can be really made.
Sometimes in a small herd where you've only got a couple of bulls, it's not ideal because you haven't got a bull that you specifically use on the heifers, for example. So possibly a bit of artificial insemination might come into play as well. But having fairly small numbers means you are able to sort of look after them almost, almost on an individual basis, and I think up to now it's been quite successful. Yeah.
If it doesn't work, we're quite happy to put our hands up and say it isn't going to work for us. But at the moment, because we know the health status, we know what the family's history is, we're happy to carry on with the project.